Hello, and welcome to a special edition of Beyond Books. I'm your host. I'm Renee. Co-host is around here somewhere. I don't think she's realized that we're doing the video in a different room today. And why are we doing that? Well, I said it was a special episode, and what I'm going to talk about today is a brand new book. It's just coming out today as you're watching this video. I'm going to post it on August 1st. The book comes out August 1st. It is called Bad Girl Pie. It is a fictional book, and it is by Marilyn Horowitz. I just finished reading it about a week or so ago, and I thought about it a little bit, got my thoughts together, and I'm ready to do a review. So why am I doing it in the kitchen? Well, in the back of this book, there are recipes for different kinds of pie and different types of desserts that are really interesting. So I'm sure the question you're going to ask is, well, Renee, are you going to make a bad girl pie? And sadly, no. I'm not going to make the bad girl pie, because the bad girl pie is really bad for really bad girls. It's just full of candy and stuff like that. So I'm going to make the good girl chocolate pudding pie. The recipe actually calls for some coconut. And although I like coconut, I don't normally like it in a chocolate pudding pie. So instead of the coconut, I have some other garnishes that I'm going to use on it. And otherwise, I'm going to make it a good girl chocolate coconut pie. Now, what makes it good girl as opposed to bad girl? Well, again, the bad girl ones are just full of sugar, full of fat, all of that kind of thing. So this is the good girl version of this pie. So I have some zero sugar Cool Whip. I have some 1% milk. I have some reduced fat graham cracker crust, and I have some reduced calorie chocolate pudding mix. And now all of those things are going to be combined together, and they're going to make the pie. So let's see what's the first thing we need to do. It says I need to pour my milk into a large mixing bowl and add the dry pudding mix and beat with a wire whisk for 2 minutes. So I'm going to take care of doing that, and then I'll be able to show you what's going on down here. So hang in there. All right, so here's my pudding mix. It's already starting to kind of thicken up a little bit. And what I want to do now is take half of this and spoon it into my graham cracker pie crust. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hope everybody's doing okay today. It is tremendously hot here. I just went for a walk, and oh man, it is hot. You can't even go early enough. There's just like no such thing. Okay, so that looks like this now. And then what I'm going to do is take half of this Cool Whip container and mix that with the other half of the pudding mix. That's going to make another layer. And that's going to go on top of our pudding that we already have in the pie. So let me get going on that, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so that took probably about another 2 minutes or so to mix, and it came out looking like this, a nice creamy color, nice mocha kind of color. So now I'm going to put this right on top of my pudding in my pie shell. Oh yeah. This is going to be good. I actually make another dessert that is very, very similar to this. And you can make it with, sugar-free and low-fat items, whatever you can find that you think will save you some calories and you still think tastes pretty good. If you do, if not, you can make it with the full-fat version, the full sugar version. And basically, it's the same thing as this, except that on the bottom, you just use graham crackers. So in some ways, it's even easier, but yeah. All right. So you can kind of see what that looks like. Look at that. And now on top of that, surprise, surprise, I'm going to put the rest of the Cool Whip. Now, I said half the Cool Whip container. The recipe calls for basically 1 cup to get mixed with the pudding in here. But I find that 1 cup is more or less half the container anyway. And I want to use the whole container for this. I really don't need to have any left over. So yeah. So now all we got to do is put the Cool Whip on top. And here we go. Oh, wow. Yes, ma'am. This is going to be good. Some of my Cool Whip miraculously is still a little bit, it's not really frozen, but it's a little bit hard. It does come frozen. And I can't believe that anything would stay frozen on a day like today, but I don't know. It must have been cool in the store. Must have been extra cold. It was. It actually felt really good after going for a walk to stop at the store, and it was, nice and cool in there. And it was senior discount day. So, I cannot complain about anything there. All right. So I'm going to do this. There's still a little bit of Cool Whip in here, but it's a little frozen. I don't want it to just kind of sit there and look silly on the top, so I'm just going to do this. And I think that this is going to be fine. All right. What do you think? That looking pretty good? All right. Now, what do we do with that? Do we stick it in the oven? No. This is the kind of pie that just goes straight into the refrigerator. And what it says to do here is to refrigerate it for at least 3 hours. So we're going to put it in there for 3 hours. And during that time, I'm going to get my review together. We'll do the review, and then we'll take it out and see what a nice piece of this Good Girl chocolate pudding pie tastes like. All right, so here I am back where you usually find me, and the co-host has come over to join us. I'm sure that most of you know Raina. And we'll have some chicken-flavored carryouts for the snack of the day. So the bowl has been washed out, and all the spoons have been licked clean. Raina. And the pie is chilling in the refrigerator, so it's time to talk about the book. Now, I received an advance copy of this book. Again, it comes out today, August 1st. I was asked to review it, and once I read a synopsis of the book and I saw a photo of the cover, I decided that it was likely to be a book that I could get into. So let's talk about it. The genres for this book are literary fiction, comedy, romance, and dark humor. The author is an award-winning author who has taught her trademarked storytelling method at New York University for 25 years. She teaches writers how to write. Her students have been nominated for Emmy Awards, won a Peabody Award, and been produced by the major Hollywood studios. She has written several screenplays and now 2 novels. This one is her second one. So, what is Bad Girl Pie all about? Well, Bad Girl Pie is set in New York City. It has a lot of dark humor, but there were several times during the course of the book where I just laughed out loud. It is actually that funny, which is great because that was what I had hoped for from the book. The main character is Dorothy Sherlock, who goes by the nickname Dots. And she is a prolific ghostwriter. She's very good at what she does, but she has some disappointment over the fact that none of her books have her name on them, right? She's the ghostwriter. So basically, she's bringing the fame and the majority of the fortune to other people. So she decides to write a book of her own called Just Dessert. And in this book, she creates a whole philosophy of dieting whereby you eat your dessert first, just a little bit. And then the theory is you won't be so hungry later, thereby saving some calories and yet still not denying yourself dessert. So she writes this book, and unfortunately, her agent decides to pitch it to a celebrity, and Dots finds herself in the position of being the ghostwriter once again. She also has a run-in with her abusive father, only to find out later that she has been left out of his will. And she finds herself on the losing end in her romantic relationships as well. Her longtime boyfriend is found to be living with his cleaning woman, and the handsome tango dancer that she met recently turns out to be married and wants to stay married. All this leads Dot to a very low place in her life, and she realizes something must change, and it probably should be her. So one thing she does do is she maintains her sense of humor and her love for tango dancing throughout. In all, the book is quite a ride, as you can tell, and there is a lot of humorous commentary on the human condition. So, what did I think of the book? Well, I think you can tell I really liked the main character. I enjoyed the humor. I identified with the highs and lows that she had. And in the end, I really admired her resilience and her ability to adapt. Dots really grows throughout the course of the novel. And not only is it a good transformation, but it's also a fun transformation. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the topic of the tango dancing in the book. Now, I'm not a dancer at all, but I found it very interesting. There's a lot in the tango that could be considered kind of a metaphor for life. And learning a little bit more about the tango was actually, again, very interesting to me. In fact, it was so interesting that I made a playlist of songs that are mentioned in the book, and I'll link that playlist below. So if you read the book, or even if you don't, but you want to listen to some interesting music while you read, you can check that out. The book has some really great information in the back. There's a glossary of tango terms, which you'll need. It's actually very helpful to have it. I don't know if you can see it there, tango glossary. And also there is an outline for Dot's book, Just Dessert. And of course, there's the recipes for the different pies and other desserts that, are just fun and nice to have. So now one thing I would like to mention is just one trigger warning. The book does contain a suicide attempt. And I know some people are very sensitive to that. So I just thought I would mention that. And that's mainly what makes me say that there's, a lot of dark humor to the story. It has a dark side to it. So what would be my star rating for the book? Well, it's not even officially released yet. So there are just a few reviews on Goodreads so far. And it's getting some very good comments and star ratings. I myself, I would give it a 4.2 star rating. I would recommend this book to anyone who likes a book with humor, one that comments on the human condition, one with twists and turns, and one where in the end you enjoy a sense of triumph. The book is available, I know for sure, at Amazon or Barnes and Noble. I know there are other bookstores that are carrying it, so I'll put a link to the Amazon page below, and you may find it in your local bookstore. I would like to thank you, Marilyn Horowitz, for this signed copy of your book. I appreciate that very much. It's excellent and very enjoyable. And hey, maybe someday I can learn the tango. So there's the signature there. So congratulations to you and best of luck with this fun book. And now, the pie. All right, everyone. Here is the pie. Came out very nice. It's nice and cold. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut a couple of slices so we can try it. And I'm going to top those slices with this. This one is salted caramel. And these are skinny mixes. It says Jordan's is the brand. I've never tried these, but they looked good. And this one is dark chocolate espresso. So that's going on there too. So that's going to taste great, I think. But yeah, let me cut a couple of slices and get some garnish on them, and we'll take a look and do a taste test. All right, well, here it is, such as it is. I don't think the crust, being low fat, can really stand up to this type of pie. So I wouldn't use a low fat crust again. The other ingredients, I think really, did just fine. And there was no problem with them. But the other thing that I might do, it doesn't make that much difference probably in calories, is also use whole milk to see if I could maybe thicken up the pudding a little bit more to make a better presentation. But I think that the actual flavor is going to be pretty good because I've already tried some little bits from my fingers and things like that. And I did put my toppings on there, and they're a little, thin too, since they're also low calorie. So let's just see what the flavor is like. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's nice and chocolatey. And I love caramel. And so it's delicious on there. And the crust is good. It's crumbly. And it's not really sticking together, but it's got a good flavor to it. It's tasty. That's going to disappear pretty quickly. So if you like my content, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this whole crazy video, just to see a wonky piece of pie. But I hope you enjoyed it. Take care and have a great day.